Teresa, now listen to me. You are not thinking clearly.
I'm not going to arrest Julian until I'm Ethan's wife, until we are family with Jane and little Ethan. What could be clearer than that?
I can't let you leave like this. You might do something you regret.
What I regret is losing Ethan to Gwen in the first place. I'm the love of his life. He's the love of mine, and he's married to Gwen, a woman he doesn't even love.
That's not true. He loves Gwen very much.
No, he pities her, Julian, because she's as sterile as a box of Band-Aids.
Teresa.
He doesn't love her, Julian, not the way that he loves me.
It doesn't matter. He is married to Gwen. He is not leaving her for you.
Then I will find a way to break them up. I will do whatever I have to do to make Ethan mine again.
Honey, I've been looking all over for you.
Sorry, my love. I was on my way up to bed. Teresa was in the nursery, and we came down here to talk.
Teresa, you seem upset.
Please, don't encourage her. She knows that Ethan wants to take Gwen and Jane and leave Harmony.
Oh, the transfer.
What transfer?
Gwen made Ethan ask Julian to transfer him to the ends of the earth just so I lose any chance of getting him back.
They want some relief from the stress that Teresa's causing.
No, Julian. Gwen is desperate to hold on to Ethan and steal my daughter in the process. Please help me. Please help me convince Julian not to accept Ethan's transfer out of Harmony. Look, Ethan and I love each other. We belong together, and I can't live without him any more than he can live without me. Help me, please, help me. Convince Julian not to accept Ethan's transfer out of Harmony. Tell him that Ethan has to stay here with my child.
I don't think that's wise, given everything that's happened.
I agree with Sheridan.
I don't understand. I don't understand how you can't see my side. I know you both know about true love. Right? Your relationship with Luis, your relationship with Julian. True love brought you guys together and kept you together despite every single thing that happened.
But Teresa, this isn't the same situation. Ethan is happily married to Gwen.
No,
and he
he's
loves
not
her.
happily married to Gwen, and no, he does not love her. He loves me, and I love him.
Teresa, Ethan loves Gwen, and you know that.
That's what I told her.
Not the way that he loves me.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why Ethan wants to leave Harmony. So that he can make your life easier, less stressful, so you can focus on protecting little Ethan from father.
Right, and when Alistair dies,
Soon, we all hope.
then you can find yourself a new love.
A new love. I don't want a new love. I want Ethan. And Gwen knows that we belong together.
Well, I dare say Gwen would disagree.
Well, then she would be lying to you.
So you still think that fate will bring you and Ethan together?
Absolutely.
Teresa, that's not true. Every time you and Ethan have tried to come together, something tears you two apart. I think that's the message that fate is trying to send you. That you and Ethan just don't belong together.
Wow, I can't even believe that you're saying this, Sheridan, to me. After everything that happened with you and Luis. Right? Fate brought you guys together.
That's true, up to a point. Luis is beyond my reach now. Just as Ethan is beyond yours. I had to move on, and so do you. And it wasn't easy for me, just as I'm sure it won't be easy for you, but you have to try.
Chris brought happiness to Sheridan, and once you're free of father, I'm sure there's someone out there other than Ethan who can bring happiness to you.
At least just be open to the possibility.
No, the only man that will make me happy is Ethan.
Even though he's a married man with a wife and a child to tend to. I mean, what kind of respect do you have for him?
You know, Julian, Ethan is too good for his own good. He only married Gwen out of guilt for getting her pregnant, Julian. And as for Jane, she's my little girl with Ethan.
When you tricked him into committing adultery.
Because I needed to be pregnant. To get my son back, Dr. Russell. Yes, my son that Gwen stole from me, and I thought that I miscarried their embryo.
Their embryo that you tricked the hospital into implanting in you instead of Gwen and Ethan's chosen surrogate.
Because I didn't have a choice.
No, that's no reason. That's just an excuse for bad behavior.
No, Julian.
I'm afraid so, Teresa. Look, when there's true love between two people, schemes and tricks can't bring them together, in bed or in life.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm here. I'm not going to listen to any more of this.
Teresa, we're just trying to help you.
No, you're not trying to help me. You're against me, and I'm going to prove you wrong. I will stop Ethan from leaving Harmony.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Neither do I.
I'm afraid Teresa's gonna have to learn the hard way when it comes to Ethan.
So Julian says your Aunt Rachel may have given you a lead on Marty's whereabouts? That one of Alistair's henchmen may be keeping Beth and Marty from being found?
Mm-hmm. Otto Kraus. We know he's a U.S. citizen, so we're trying to learn his whereabouts by the use of his passport.
Well, you know, of all people, Julian and I know how important it is for you to find your son and bring him home.
Thank you, Eve.
Is Chris coming back to help you this evening?
I doubt it. He remembered something he had to do with James.
Is everything all right?
Well, aside from the headache I have from listening to Teresa, I'm fine. What do you ask?
And nothing suspicious happened going to or coming from the hospital?
No, why?
I don't know, it just occurs to me that what Alistair said before he had his stroke might be true. That the person who stabbed him and the person who tried to smother him may be the same person who tried to shoot you at the cannery back then.
Well, perhaps, but not necessarily true. Father's enemies list numbers in the thousands. Any number of people could have tried to kill the old goat.
Well, whether it's one person or several, there haven't been any arrests. So that means that whoever tried to kill you and Alistair is still out there and able to strike again.
I really appreciate your concern for my safety, but I've had security increased here at the mansion since this room was ransacked and since you caught that person trying to smother Alistair.
Well, what about the threat to Alistair?
I think it's diminished now that he's incapacitated.
I agree. Now that Father can't hurt anyone, I think whoever tried to kill him is hoping that nature finishes the job. And if Father does die, I've come to believe that Otto Kraus will no longer have any reason to hide Beth and Marty. So either she'll be on her own and easier to find, or we'll trace Marty down through Otto. Bottom line is, for the first time in a long time, I have hope that Chris and I will find Marty and bring him home.
You have a lot of faith in Chris, don't you, Sheridan?
I had my suspicions at first, but now I trust him completely. The man is too honest to have any secrets.